Moving on, viewers, the day after U.S. President Donald Trump expressed his dissatisfactions with Russia over the Ukraine deal, European leaders met in Spanish capital Madrid to discuss the security situation of Europe as well as Ukraine. And the U.S. allies of Europe are rattled with President Trump downplaying their security concerns vis-a-vis Russia while dealing with President Putin on Ukraine. Take a look.
Foreign policy and security chiefs from UK, Ukraine and EU met in Madrid on Monday to discuss the security situation in Ukraine. Spanish foreign minister said that the meeting was held to facilitate dialogue and concretion of the subjects affecting security of Europe and in particular help for Ukraine. British Foreign Secretary David Lammy told reporters that Ukraine's security is related to wider security of Europe and the Atlantic in a veiled reference to US.
UK Prime Minister standing alongside President Macron in France, ensuring that we share the load here in Europe and that we continue to partner with our friends in the United States to broker and to get the peace that the Ukrainian people deserve. But let us be absolutely clear. Peace in Ukraine and security for Ukraine is also about wider security in Europe and wider Euro-Atlantic security that keeps the global community safe.
The US allies of Europe are concerned about US President Donald Trump's nonchalant attitude towards their concern of Russian aggression in Europe. Previously, they met in Brussels to discuss feasibility of raising European peacekeeping force in Ukraine after the war concludes. However, there was no unanimity on the proposal at the meeting.
Viewers, in the midst of continued U.S. airstrike on Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen, Iran has threatened U.S. of military offensive, and this comes after President Trump asserted what can be called a veiled threat of military offensive against Iran in case the country refuses to strike a nuclear deal. Take a look.
Iran has warned that US bases and forces in West Asia are vulnerable against its possible retaliatory attack. A top Iranian commander, while referring to the bases, said that US is sitting in a glass room.
امریکایی‌ها در منطقه حداقل در اطراف ایران 10 پایگاه دارن. 50,000 نفر نیرو هم دارن. یعنی در یک اتاقک شیشه‌ای نشستن. کسی که تو اتاقک شیشه‌ای هست سمت کسی سنگپرانی نمی‌کنه.
This comes in response to US President Donald Trump's veiled threat to Iran of military offensive in case Iran refuses to make a deal with US.
We're going to make a decision on secondary tariffs on Iran based on whether or not they're going to make a deal. If they're going to make a deal, then we're never going to put secondary tariffs on. We're going to hope they have a great, long, and successful life as a country. But we'll see what happens. It's very interesting. I can't imagine them doing anything else but making a deal. I would prefer a deal to the other alternative, which I think everybody in this plane knows what that is. And that's not going to be pretty, and I do not prefer that.
On Monday, Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei vowed to respond to any attacks against Iran following threats by President Trump.
البته اگر شرارتی انجام بگیره ما خیلی اطمینان نداریم احتمال زیاد نمیدیم که از بیرون شرارتی انجام بگیره اما اگر شرارتی انجام بگیره قطعاً ضربه متقابل محکم خواهند خورد.
Khamenei had earlier refused to make any deal with President Trump. Meanwhile, US has intensified campaign of strikes targeting the Iran-backed Houthis rebels in Yemen. 60 people have been killed so far in the US strikes of Houthi-controlled parts of Yemen.